You said you want a Scream 4 review, eh? I can manage. Okay, what's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed that intro. Probably did. But today we're reviewing Scream 4. This came out in 2011, I think, and in my opinion is one of the better sequels. But yeah, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started in this review. Starting off with the positives, Charlie. Jill and Charlie are probably the best killers since the original movie, and I really enjoy them. Charlie is a bit one-dimensional, but he just doesn't have any much things to do in the movie, so it feels a little bit dumb whenever he gets revealed as the killer, and his motivation is a little forced, but either way, still good. And Jill is a highlight specifically because she really sells the transition from lighthearted character who really just wants the best for everyone into that scary character who's just so twisted and messed up inside that she's killing all these people for fame. And yeah, I just think that works really well. Another thing that I think works well in this movie is the relationship between Gale and Dewey. Them breaking apart was really sad to watch. And even though they don't get divorced in this movie, it's the next movie that happens. It's still really sad watching them kind of drift apart together. And I just think the actors sold that really well. They did a good job in that stuff. In terms of kills, this movie was pretty good when it came to the kills. I don't know her name, but the girl that got gutted in her room, that was a really gnarly kill, her guts spilling out all over the bed. That was disgusting. And also probably the one in the parking garage. That one was also great. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Where the girl gets stabbed and then thrown off onto the equipment truck. That was a really good kill, even though the effects with the electricity and all the stuff exploding everywhere, they're a bit outdated. But yeah, I think that was the only example of outdated effects I can see in this movie. Getting on to some of the negatives, I think that Charlie, again, yeah, I think his name's Charlie. Sorry. I think that Charlie is a bit one-dimensional. He doesn't really get a lot to do in this movie. And his motivation about Kirby only noticing him after 4 years in high school, in his words, that just didn't really make sense in my opinion. And I think that compared to Jill, he's a really weak character, and I think she probably could have been a great solo killer, except that of course wouldn't make sense for some of the plot beats, so of course they had to have a secondary killer in there. But also I think some of the bad parts about this movie is that Sydney coming back feels a little unnecessary, even though she's one of the best final girls along with Gale and Dewey. They're the best trio of horror in my opinion. And although I do think that Sydney's plot is a bit forced, I think that all of them together is just a good pair. I like them together. I'm gonna be sad whenever we have to talk about The Thing in Scream 5 in our review next week. But yeah, I think that Dewey is a pretty good character in this movie. Aside from the stuff going on with Gale, which I think he might be slightly in the wrong about, I think everything else was good in terms of his character. And Gale, I really liked her plot in this movie. Just trying to go out on her own and find this killer. I really enjoyed that idea. And, whenever she's in the barn for the Stabathon thing, and she gets stabbed, and then Dewey has to come in and rescue her, that's a really sad moment because normally Dewey's the one on the stretcher, but this time it was her. But, yeah, aside from that, I don't think there's really much I have to say about this movie. I'd probably give it, a 7 out of 10. I think it was decent, although there were some parts that I wasn't a big fan of. But let me know your opinion of the movie down below, and subscribe because we have more reviews just like this coming out very soon. Stranger Things Season 3 is probably going to get reviewed this week also, and I'm hoping to get the review for Scream 5 and 6 out before Scream 7 comes out. Crossing our fingers. And yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. I hope you guys have a good week, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And with that out of the way, bye.